Justin Bieber is one of the biggest pop stars of this generation. However, during the course of his career, he has always been surrounded by quite a few problematic controversies about his behavior, and some of them mostly are because of his relationship with the women in his life. From longtime ex-girlfriend Selena Gomez to best friends Taylor Swift, it seems like even his wife, Hailey Baldwin, can't get a pass with his bad treatment towards women. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. We're here to tell you all about why Justin really screamed at Hailey that one night they were in Las Vegas. So if you want to know more, tune in, hit the like button, and click subscribe to see more from our channel. If you're here for the tea, then you're not in the wrong video. Stay tuned until the end because you won't believe what Hailey had to say about the whole thing. Now, shall we? Now, if you haven't been living under a rock, a video clip that went viral on TikTok and Twitter seemed to have captured a very heated argument from the Biebers. Walking along with their entourage in a Las Vegas hotel lobby, Justin looked like he was super angry, and Hailey was nothing but surprised at her husband's alleged outburst. The video went in as a shock to fans, since it's completely rare that we see these two lovebirds fighting, since they're never short on flexing one another and how perfect their relationship is on Instagram. Many people on the internet were quick to comment on the fact that Justin was being aggressive towards his wife, noting his body language and how he seems to be throwing his hands with his angry facial expressions, and for people who sees the video, I think it's fair to say that it does kinda look that way. Some Twitter users have weighed in on how they interpret the situation, despite Justin's voice being inaudible in the video. Twitter user @MrsLitter said, "He screamed at her like a little snotty, bratty 5-year-old." And another user from the same platform asked why Justin was yelling at Hailey like she's a child. Yikes. However, along with his loyal fan base of Beliebers, some were quick to defend the Peaches singer and expressed that Justin's seemingly aggressive behavior was just the adrenaline kicking in after having performed one of his shows. Several tweets on Twitter said the same. Twitter user @BeebsClubhouse wrote, "I took this of Justin right before that video was taken. He was on straight adrenaline from performing. He wasn't mad at Hailey, and he wasn't yelling at her. I hate how he's always painted as the bad guy when he's the furthest thing from it." In a separate tweet, she also replied with, "He was not yelling, and we were there to witness what went down. He was all adrenaline. It doesn't matter how the F it appears to you. Don't spread false information on someone, especially when you acknowledge that's just what it appears to you. That's defamation of character." Another fan who was present chimed in as well, coinciding with others' testimony about the actual events that happened. "My friends and I were behind him the whole night. He was in the best mood and was telling her a story, but of course internet lames love their little scenarios." The performance the fans were referring to was his show at the Sin City over a weekend in honor of the opening of Delilah at Wynn Las Vegas, and like many supportive couples, Hailey was present all the way. And of course, the rumors about Justin's aggressive behavior and how fans think about it have probably reached the couple, and Hailey, the one who seemed to have yelled at in the clip, felt the need to explain the real thing that happened in that lobby. As usual, Instagram has been their platform of choice wherever they need to defend themselves from controversies. The model took it to her Instagram stories to let everyone know that she and Justin were okay, and that there wasn't any argument that went on in the first place. In an overlaying picture of the spouses kissing, she wrote a text that seems to have addressed it all. Reminiscing on how amazing last weekend was, had the best time surrounded by so much love. Any other narrative floating around is beyond false. Don't feed into the negative bull peeps, she added. With Justin's long history of being abusive towards women, one that he has openly admitted to in his YouTube series entitled Seasons, no one can blame the people for thinking that this was yet another one of his aggressive scenarios. "I became resentful, disrespectful to women, and angry," he admitted. One person that could testify on how abusive Justin has been was, of course, his on-again and off-again ex, Selena Gomez. Yes, I know we all can vividly remember how that roller coaster of a relationship turned out, but if you don't, well, here's a refresher. In an interview with NPR in 2020, the Lose You to Love Me singer recounted how she had been repeatedly emotionally abused by her ex-boyfriend in the 10 years that they were together. "I found the strength in it. It's dangerous to stay in a victim mentality, and I'm not being disrespectful. I do feel I was a victim to a certain abuse," she confessed. But exes don't count, right? And maybe Justin has changed since that relationship was ages ago already. So, is he free from the abusive accusations now that he's married? Well, not quite. Before the Las Vegas yelling video, another clip has made rounds on social media, but this time, the Justice singer's anger was more apparent. In January 2020, Justin seemed to not have been in the best mood as he was getting off his SUV to start it off. He immediately slammed the door once he was on the pavement, and that would have been acceptable if Hailey wasn't in the same car with him and didn't need to get out of the vehicle right after him. As a self-proclaimed gentleman, the right to do would have been to at least keep the door open, knowing that his wife was with him on the ride. But no, he had to aggressively slam the car door shut, hitting Hailey's legs in the process. The Biebs did not even take a second look to look back if she was okay. People have concluded that it was obvious that Justin was angry about something, though people weren't quite sure of what it was about, and it's probably something between him and Hailey. But some have questioned if the aggressiveness was needed at all, and if that was how Justin acted, knowing full well that a storm of paparazzi with cameras was waiting for them. What more would have happened if they were alone? But as usual, fans started defending the R&B singer. "He didn't even see her getting out behind him, it was an accident," a tweet said. Well, how can we be so sure Justin didn't know Hailey was trailing right behind him? But who knows the whole truth, but if you ask us, the clues were all right there. While Hailey was always quick to clarify that their relationship was going strong, there was at one point where she let all her guards down and narrated her struggles with their relationship. "Nobody from the outside knows what's going on between us," she told Vogue Australia. "I wake up every morning with this person. This is my relationship. What's so tricky about mental health is that it can be really easy to let people convince you of something that's not real." Furthermore, Justin once admitted in an interview with GQ in 2019 that it was not always a spotless relationship, like how they have always made it seem on Instagram. There was just a lack of trust. There were all these things that you don't want to admit to the person that you're with because it's scary. You don't want to scare them off by saying, "I'm scared," he recounted. Well, given that their whole marriage was quite a whirlwind of a romance that seemed to only happen in movies, I think most of us have seen this rocky start coming, especially given the fact that months before getting hitched with Hailey, he managed to date his longtime lover, Selena Gomez, once again for the last time. It was bittersweet, right? But hey, at least they're not in toxic relationships anymore. Well, that is it for this episode, guys. Do you think Justin has been too aggressive with Hailey? Or do you think the behavior is just something they're both used to? Comment your thoughts down below. If you liked our video, please don't hesitate to give us an actual lie down below. And while you're at it, please do hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to get more updates from our channel in the future. See you soon, and bye-bye.